Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is our first broadcast that we have in 2024, conducting from Freedom Square. And our guest today is doctor, surgeon, cardiac surgeon, and the board member, my favorite doctor, Vahe Gasparian.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thanks a lot, and thank you for having me.
Doctor, we know that you recently visited Washington.
No, Los Angeles.
Okay, and what was the purpose of your visit? What are the impressions that you have from your trip, and what possibilities you see for NDAs development in the future?
Yeah, thank you. I've been invited to the Los Angeles to as a guest and speaker in Telethon held by an NDA in Glendale. And it was my honor to be a speaker in this very important telethon. This was the third telethon organized by NDA, and also to participate in the meetings with our American diaspora, with NDA supporters in Los Angeles, in Glendale. And I have to say that I'm very much impressed with the results of the Telethon and with the results of my meetings with our great supporters. I can say that, first of all, the Telethon results are better than the previous one in terms of the finance raised and in terms of the participants' quantity. More than 2,000, and the geography. We had supporters from Nepal, from Thailand,
from all around the world.
All around the world, from Europe, from America, from Russia, and from Armenia, inside Armenia, supporting and donating their not big, but still important donations in favor of the statehood, because we said that this is not the donation for NDA. This is income input into the future statehood of Armenia, sovereign Armenia, revived Armenia. And also, I'm very much impressed with the my meetings with our supporters in Los Angeles. This is a big family of the supporters. A unified, big family that we have there, and they support us. They look forward to see Armenia revived, and Armenia as a state, with sovereign Armenia deoccupied. They look forward for it.
Would you say that they're more excited and ready to participate in our future activities and somehow to be part of the upcoming developments of...
Yeah, sure. We had some preoccupations before the Telethon because we thought that the ethnic cleansing that took place in Artsakh might have some impact on Armenians in America in terms of depression, disappointment, but nevertheless we've seen that on the contrary, Armenians are waking up, and so we are very much impressed, and they are looking forward for the momentum, momentum to come. The uprise of Armenian people that it's coming very soon, and they are looking forward to participate and to help us to revive Armenia. We will see the great help from our American supporters that day.
Waiting for that. Mr. Gasparian, we know that it's about a year that NDA is developing lobbying activity. What would you say regarding this? What are our next steps in the near future? And will Telethon results somehow be helpful for that purpose?
Yeah, first of all, Telethon showed our American partners, European partners, Western partners that the NDA is the project of Armenian people itself. that the only supporters, the only financing organization is Armenian people. We had never, and we are not financed or supported by any oligarch, any country from abroad like a Kremlin, etc. So Americans will be sure that NDA is an Armenian national project, and Armenian people is sponsoring and helping NDA to succeed. First. And second is, yes, you are right. We are proceeding with our lobbying activity. Not a year, less than a year, since April, March 2023. I mean, when we signed a contract with the Livingston Group, and we had a great success during past this 8 months or so. In terms of opening the door in Washington, D.C. for NDA. We had a lot of meetings in Washington. We had a lot of meetings here when the Congressman Joe Wilson and Victoria Spartas visited Armenia. They met only with NDA, with the group of NDA
It tells
members.
a lot.
It tells a lot, yeah. And we had meetings in America during our last visit. I mean, Mr. Ara Papian, the member of council, had met with 4-star General Jeffrey Harrigan, who is Armenian by origin. And he's retired, but he's still very influential military in the United States, and it was very productive meeting, more than 2 hours of duration, and Mr. Harrigan promised to help us a lot. So Livingston Group is doing a lot, and our collaboration with the Livingston Group will continue in the future, and we expect more and more, and I'm sure we will see the better results in the near future in terms of close partnership with our U.S. partners, in terms of USA seeing NDA, hearing NDA, in terms of USA noticing and knowing that the Pashinyan is not Armenia. Pashinyan is not serving Armenia, Armenian people, and the national interests of Armenia. And in terms of the Armenian cause, Armenian project that we are advocating for, and this is in the very interest of the USA to support Armenian project, because strong, sovereign, united Armenia is the promising ally, committed ally for the U.S. in the South Caucasian region, like Israel in the Middle East, like Ukraine in Europe, like Taiwan in Asia. So the revived First Republic of Armenia and Armenian project. So what is Armenian project? When we tell about Armenian project, we have to understand that it's a complex issue. We mean strong, sovereign Armenia, based on the national democratic values that we share with our Western partners, based on the law, based on the mutual interests of Armenian people and our Western partners in the region. So this kind of Armenia will be the country that our Western partners can rely on, and can move forward and can provide their interests in the region. So Armenian project is in the very interest of the U.S., and our partners in the U.S. start to understand that due to our work with them, due to lobbying efforts of our Livingston friends.
Talking about the law, would you say that Armenian diaspora in the United States are still disillusioned by Pashinyan, like Armenians in Armenia are? Because just recently we remember Aliyev's message to our government to change the legislation, which is now they conducted. What would you say about this?
as Armenian people are disappointed with Pashinyan ruling government, the same is with our diaspora. They are again disappointed, very much disappointed, because Pashinyan never kept the promises given in 2018 during so-called Velvet Revolution. Pashinyan is a Kremlin, Baku and Ankara project. He was brought to power to disintegrate Armenia as a statehood, to make Armenia a puppet country under Azerbaijan, under Turkey, and under Russia. Although Armenia was occupied country during past 30 years, as I like to say, formally Armenia considered to be an independent country, but still was occupied and colonized by Russia. But now, what they do, what Russia, Kremlin, and Baku and Ankara they do together with Pashinyan great support and help, is to move forward and to disintegrate Armenia, to take control of Syunik, of Gerarkunik, of regions of Armenia, to violate the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Armenia. And the last intention of Pashinyan to change the constitution of Armenia and to erase the statement about Armenia and Artsakh unification decision of December 1st, 1989, the statement about Armenian genocide and Western Armenia being occupied by Turkey, which is part of Independence Declaration and Armenian Constitution, is the great proof that Pashinyan is intended to make Armenia a puppet state, to make Armenia forget about Armenian cause, forget about legal rights of Armenia that Armenian statehood has. I mean, the Woodrow Wilson Arbitral Award and Nations League decision relating to Artsakh, relating to Western Armenia, and Armenian people cannot agree with this, and diaspora also. So they are very much disappointed, and we will see Armenian protests. We will see Armenian raising up, Armenian civil disobedience process.
Do you think it's close?
It's close. It's very much close, and it's connected with the Kremlin regime collapse that is coming soon. Because, as I like to say, Armenian people are some kind of not fear, but some preoccupation related with Putin's regime. Because Armenian people knows what means Putin's brutality, Putin's regime brutality, because they had an experience of October 27, 1999. They had experience of March 1st, 2008. They had an experience of bad experience of Saritagh in 2016. So, but once the Putin regime will collapse, we will see totally different situation here in Armenia, in terms of Armenian people coming to the street to rise up their voice for Armenian sovereignty and statehood, and in terms of Armenian police realizing that there is no Russian Tsar support, this leader support for their brutality against their own people.
Talking about police, police consists of people, one by one, and each of them has their own history, family background, and many of them have relatives coming from Syunik, from Artsakh, and they face the same economic hardship that all of us do. So they know how it is being under the control of current regime and Putin's regime.
Yeah, when we talk about police, we must understand that police is not a homogenic structure. Yes, you are right. There are ordinary members of the police, low-ranking members that are Armenian and they have families, relatives in Syunik, in Artsakh. But also they are high-ranking officials in Armenian police, like generals and colonels, who are Kremlin puppets and Kremlin agents. And those high-ranking officials sign an order for police members, lower-ranking members, to proceed with the brutality towards their own people, because they know that Putin is backing them, Putin is protecting them, and that's why I am saying that once the Kremlin regime will collapse, high-ranking officials of the Armenian police will be very much careful giving those kind of orders. Even if they will give the order to proceed with the brutality, I have every reason to be sure that low-ranking officials in police will not obey those orders coming from high-ranking officials, because they will realize that the situation is totally different, because there is no more Kremlin support, no more Putin support coming from Moscow.
Yes, unless you are true, it's about hierarchy and about the orders that come from above. And hopefully soon, in counting weeks, the situation will be changed.
Yeah, because I can predict that this coming elections, presidential elections in Moscow, will be turbulent, will not be soft as it used to be. Soft for Putin. As it used to be before, because Russia is in war with Ukraine, criminal war, aggression towards Ukraine. Russian and Putin's regime is under very much strict sanctions, Western sanctions. Russian economy is under very much trouble, I would say coming collapse, etc., etc. So, and there is problems inside the Kremlin elite. So I can predict some turbulence inside the Putin's regime, inside the Kremlin regime, which will end up with the chaos, that the one that Russians themselves call Ruskaya Smuta. They call this Russian chaos. So once the Russian chaos is there in Russia, in Moscow, we will proceed with civil disobedience here in Yerevan. So I say the formula of success is chaos in Moscow, activity and turbulence and civil disobedience in Yerevan, and the third is support from Washington. And I'm sure that support from Washington will come, because once our American people, American partners, will see that Armenian people on the street are fighting for decolonization, the occupation of Armenia, they will protect us, they will support us, because America and our Western partners are protecting, are supporting every people struggling and fighting for its sovereignty, for its deoccupation, especially from Putin's regime.
Dear followers, thank you for watching us and being active. Please subscribe and share our videos. Thank you.